Have a goal of saving up $1 million? How can you do so in 10 years? I've got that and more coming up. My name's Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. Want to be a millionaire? It's a financial milestone that so many people strive towards. And it used to be, I want to be a millionaire, which is sort of overall net worth being $1 million or more. So equity in your house and savings in the bank, how much you have in your 401k, all that sort of stuff. And thanks to inflation and cost of living, all that sort of stuff. Now, while that is still a big milestone, it's sort of morphing into, I want to have $1 million saved up. I don't, equity in my house, yeah, that's one thing, or cash in the bank. I want to have $1 million saved up, or $1 million in my 401k. And if that's you, let me tell you, it's possible. However, it requires significant intentionality and significant sacrifice. Let me say that a little bit differently. It won't happen by accident. You need to plan your way there, and it's going to require some significant discipline as well. A very compelling why. Okay, very compelling why, because it's just not going to happen just by falling out of bed. So, if that was a goal of yours, how can you get there? What's that path look like? And dare I even say, how could you save up from nothing to $1 million in 10 years? Well, you can do it. Again, it's going to require being intentional. And I'm going to show you that math right now. But then the other thing, it will require discipline. It will require sacrifice. And for everyone's financial situation is unique. And therefore, that sacrifice is going to be unique to you as well. But let's get into the data. If you have, let's just assume nothing saved up. And 10 years from now, you want to have $1 million saved up. Let's also assume that you can earn on average a 10% rate of return. Okay, and the stock market's provided that over the long term. There's some questions right now. Are we at the beginning of another lost decade? Will it be able to provide that level of average return? I don't know. I don't. So, but assume that you're starting with zero, want to have $1 million saved up 10 years from now, and you can average a 10% rate of return. What's it going to require? Well, you got to save up $63,000 a year. $63,000 a year. And I don't know if that's a shocking number or not, but let me break it down, say it to you in a little bit different format. Say $5,000 a month. That's a lot. I told you it was going to require sacrifice. $5,000 a month. Let me say it a different way. If you're married, have a 2-income household, live on one income and save the other one. Right? Assuming maybe take home's $5,000, something like that. I don't know. Let me say it a different way. You max out your 401k, spouse max out their 401k. Hopefully there's also some company match in there as well, and you get pretty close to that $5,000 a month or $63,000 a year. Said differently, max out your 401k, max out your Roth, spouse's Roth, maybe your HSA. You can get there. So guys, once again, is it possible? Yes. Will it happen by accident? No. It's going to require, and we've seen it. Guys, we've seen it. We have. And so requires planning, being very intentional, and sacrifice, some significant discipline. What if 10% turns out to be too rosy and 8% average rate of return doesn't mean that, it goes back to, well, $100,000 a year or something like that. No. $69,000 a year. Okay, so just under $6,000 a month is what it would take if you could only average 8% rate of return. And we don't know what the market's going to provide for us, but still in that ballpark of $5,000-6,000 a month, 70,000 a year in savings. All right, so what if you said, okay, that's probably too great a sacrifice. I don't know if I could do that. Still love the goal. Okay, well, Josh Gregory, one of my mentors and co-hosts on our weekly 1-hour talk show that airs right here on this channel as well. Josh Gregory, so he says, wealth is a formula. Wealth equals cash times risk times time. So how much cash are you throwing at it? That's the math I'm doing. How much risk are you taking? And that's connected to risk and return, so 10% or 8%, whatever. And then how much time are you giving it? So if we still want that wealth to equal $1 million, but the time, 10 years, gosh, I don't think I can do that sacrifice. What if it's 15 years? 15 years. What's that sacrifice needed? Well, again, at 10% rate of return, $31,000. $31,000 a year. So $2,500 a month. is what it would take, averaging a 10% rate of return per year, per month, saving up to go from having nothing saved up to having $1 million saved up 15 years later. Now that's much more doable. I wouldn't say, oh, that's a mortgage. That's close to a mortgage and car payment, that sort of thing, which, we don't love, but we make that work in the budget. And so yes, once again, not going to happen by accident. It's going to require significant discipline, significant sacrifice. What if 10% rate of return wasn't possible over the next 10 years? We don't know what will be available. 8% rate of return, well, then we're talking $37,000. Okay, so just over $3,000 a month, $2,500 to $3,000 a month to become an investment millionaire, not a total millionaire. It'd be more than that, but have $1 million invested, saved up in 15 years. Guys, that's a tangible sacrifice. It's a sacrifice, yes, but doable for many people with the right intentionality and discipline. So where's this sit with you? What's it make you think of? To me, it makes me think of a financial paradox. A financial paradox that I've talked about a lot and no one else sort of really talks about. So I've named it the Bernard paradox because I'm the one talking about it. And sort of it goes like this. It's a financial paradox. Obviously, it's not rocket science. It'll make sense though. Okay, so what if you listen to those numbers? $5,000 a month? Oh my goodness, I couldn't do that. $2,500 a month? I couldn't do that. I couldn't save that much. Well, the reasons why you couldn't save that much is, well, listen, I've got to spend that money. I can't save that much because I need that money to live on. Well, the more money you need to live on, the more you actually need to have saved up, right? The more money you spend, the more you need to have saved up in order to walk away from that paycheck at some point in the future. And this is the paradox. So flip that. What if you listened to those numbers and said, oh my goodness, okay, all right, I'm inspired. Let me figure this out. Let me make some cuts, make some adjustments in my cash flow, and we'll see if we can start saving $2,500 a month. We'll see if we can save $5,000 a month. We'll see if we can start somewhere and then ratchet it up, okay? Well, now, because you've just sort of said, I'm going to make room for this savings, we're going to save more. By default, that means, well, you're going to be spending a little bit less. And the less you spend, the more you can save up, but the less you really need to save up. And that's why it's a paradox, right? It's sort of circular. And this is, so honestly, what you're looking for is that sort of where it meets in the middle. Where can it meet in the middle where there's harmony, where there's sacrifice for you saving, okay? But that sacrifice for you saving helps keep your lifestyle and your spending levels in check, where you're happy and content and doing most of what you want to do, but obviously you've got limits. But you're saving enough, a critical mass, where you're saving enough such that you can save enough to still afford that lifestyle that you're used to and comfortable with today. Okay, that's why so many people determine and say that balance, financial balance, is really the secret to overall financial success. So what's the right balance for you? That's the work with your certified financial planner. I'd want you to have $1 million saved up in 5 years, right? But whatever your goals are, figure that out, determine it with your financial advisor. And this is where I would argue that, and again, that there's all 6 areas of your financial life. You've got to consider all of that, because your present financial position, that's where you've got income and you've got expenses. How much can you save for those long-term goals? How much needs to go towards taxes? How much needs to go towards insurance? And how much can you save up for that, for your financial future? It's all right there connected between those various areas. It takes a broader perspective than just looking at one area of your financial life. So work with your certified financial planner on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or send us an email, info@korhorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.